in Greece we were based at Phaleron, which was about 8 miles from Athens, and it was the best base of the lot as far as we were concerned. It was a permanent airfield, but all the troops, the airmen and everybody were billeted in houses, private houses, and we just had their accommodation. Nothing was provided within them, but they had various mess points around the town, and ours were we were right on the coast, and so our mess point was an old, a former rather than old cafe out in the Aegean there. So, and the food was quite good, and the locals, of course, the Greek people were really wonderful to us, and being a keen photographer, I got a camera with me all this time, and I went into the local village on one occasion. I got a plate camera. I don't really know anything about cameras, but you got a plate camera and you got to have a light sheath, and I wanted some velvet to cover this, and I went into this village shop and asked. The lady couldn't speak any English, of course, and I couldn't speak Greek, but there was a customer there, and she explained what I wanted, and with that, the lady said, "Well, would you like to come and have dinner with us?" Oh, I said, "That'd be wonderful, thank you." And that lady, they and her husband, he was a Greek shipping magnate at that time, not Onassis, but Mr. Kalimanopoulos, though I didn't know this at the time. But they had a lovely house up the hillside, and I used to spend every evening up there, and they got 4 children, Mary, Dominica, Gregory, and I forget the 4th one. But they looked after me very, very well indeed, and I was never short of anything to eat on and how they got the rations, I don't know. It must have been money talked, of course, at that time. So as the war went on, and being a shipping magnate, he I forget where he was at the time when the Germans came in, but he was up in further up in Corinth Canal, and he got a Mercedes car at that time, and he was stopped, and they just took his car away, and so he had to get back home somehow, and he did. But he was, being a shipping magnate, he was well in with the Bank of Greece and so forth, and so quite often at dinner he would have the chairman of the Bank of Greece come for dinner, and they would Mr. Callaway would say, "Mr. Crawshaw, would you mind if you spoke in Greek?" I said, "No, absolutely not." And so they were conversing business, and eventually, after late in the war, virtually late 45, I would say, he went over to America, the ship owner, and obviously he was sussing out as to possibly the family moving over there, and that's eventually what did happen.